going to be going over today is part 1 of 2, not part 2 of 1, part 1 of 2 of my flourish structured. I featured this on my 100 sub video and it's the flourish number 3. Now I'm breaking it into 2 parts so that the flourish doesn't end up being very, very long and you don't get tired watching it. So I'm going to do a breaking point where you can learn the flourish up to that point, and then for part 2 you can continue on with the flourish from that point. And I feel like it's a good point to break because it'll lead you to a certain display and then you can just close that display and keep practicing that part. So it's not only going to help you learn the flourish by breaking it into 2 parts where you can learn the first part and then go into the second part after you've learned the first part, but it's just going to be a little bit easier for you to follow by breaking it into those 2 stages. So without further ado guys, and without me droning on and on more about the explanation as to why I'm breaking it into 2 parts, let's get straight into this. Let's start with the grip. How you're going to grip the cards is you're going to come over in a biddle grip, meaning you're going to be gripping the front edge with these 3 fingers. This finger is going to be along the side there and the thumb's going to be along the back. However, you want this to be a deeper biddle grip so that this edge is almost at the knuckle there, but slightly over. So that is where you want the edge of the cards to be, because you need that extra space to balance cards later in the flourish. So that's the grip you want to start off in, and then you execute a riffle along the back, half the cards. And by execute, I don't mean you kill a riffle, you perform a riffle. So, you perform the riffle along the back of the cards to get half the pack split apart, approximately. Now because of that extra on the fingertips you have, what you're going to be doing is you're going to come over with these 2 fingers of your other hand and tilt the cards onto those fingers. And this packet sort of falls into this hand. Then using the pads of these 2 fingers, you lever up those cards and you have the same position in both hands. So from this point your pinkies come around the side to provide support to the packets, and this is what you do from here. You'll tilt one hand down and it's going to riffle cards onto these 2 fingers, and the other hand's going to riffle cards so they contact the thumb. So you tilt one hand down, it riffles cards onto those 2 fingers, the other one riffles cards onto the thumb at the same time. Now the packet that just riffled onto the thumb, that thumb is going to pull up and those cards are going to rest on top of the short edge. Your index finger will slide up underneath those cards to provide support to this packet, and you're going to pull up that whole packet using the index finger and the thumb, so that index finger is underneath the packet, sort of pinching the packet, and you're going to slide it out, and you're going to tilt this packet in slightly to allow you to rest the cards on top of this short edge, and then you have your first display. So going back and forth, sort of like a game of ping pong, you know, going back and forth with the angles is what I'm going to do to help you learn this. Your pinkies have come along the back, you tilt one hand down and you riffle onto the fingers of the one hand. Your other hand riffles at the same time. This hand comes up, your thumb lifts, and this packet of cards falls onto this short edge. Your thumb comes over top, and your index finger comes and contacts underneath. So the cards are pinched by the index finger, the thumb, and the short edge of the packet. They pull the packet up. This packet tilts in, so you sort of have like a rhombus shape. The packet that's on top now comes over top of this edge, and you have your square display, or your rectangle display. So now that you've got your rectangle display, what you're going to do is you're going to pull one side of the rectangle over and let the packet drop, that top packet drop. But the packet's going to drop into a triangle sort of idea, and this packet that's left is going to slide along that triangle. like so. So the triangle point is about halfway up, and you apply a little bit of pressure here. So that triangle display is pretty much being held by your ring finger and your middle finger at one point, your thumb at this point, and the packet here, this Ace of Clubs packet, is contacting the other point to keep the triangle together. And then what I do with the display is I rotate the triangle one way and I rotate my wrist the opposite way to get the triangle to be vertical on its point. So from here, all you're doing is undoing your hard work. So you've gotten to this point, and what you're going to do is you're going to get back into a situation that looks similar to the beginning. Oh joys! But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to rotate back the way you initially did. So you're going to, whatever way you rotated before, you're doing the opposite. So essentially you're rotating so you have your cards back into that position where you have this vertical packet like so. You're going to lower the triangle back onto your ring finger and your middle finger, and then this packet here is going to drop onto the fingers. So at this point I have to commend you. You are almost done part 1. At this point what you're going to do is you're going to riffle off with both thumbs. So you'll notice the packets run into each other. That's exactly what you want when you riffle. And you'll notice you've got a triangle forming. Now how do you maintain that triangle? Well, your index fingers are going to grip along the long edge, and that long edge is going to be supported at the back by your pinky fingers. You're going to adjust one of your thumbs to come over and contact the tip of the triangle. Your other thumb is going to get into a deep grip on this packet, so this packet will be resting right in the crotch of the thumb. The thumb that just had that packet resting in the crotch will then come over and support the triangle, and the other thumb will readjust to get a deeper grip on that side packet. So at this point you have your next part of the sequence. Then you can turn your hands upside down and display. So once again with them angles, you're going to riffle off with both thumbs, making sure that you got those corners contacting during the riffle. You're going to come over with your index fingers to support those two riffled packets. Your pinky fingers, as you can see there, are at the back, supporting the long edge. One of your thumbs comes over and grips the top of the triangle. Your other thumb gets a deeper grip on this packet here. The thumb that just got that packet into that deeper grip will come along and grip the top of the triangle, and the other thumb will readjust on this packet to get a deeper grip as well. And there is your next display, which you can turn upside down and then turn back around to once again get ready for part 2. So congratulations guys, you made it through part 1. If you didn't think that dragged on long enough, or there is a part 2 so you can finish the flourish. I didn't want to make this video too long, but I feel like I did make this video long. But I just wanted to give you details from both front and back angles and allow you to figure out this flourish, because it is tricky, but I really enjoy doing it, so I want you to be able to have fun with it as well and learn it easily. So without further ado, go check out the part 2. Holy crap, I didn't realize that actually rhymed. No, now go check out part 2.